Tonight, I'm going to tell you a story that haunted an entire town for decades. A story about a box. One made of old wood, rusted nails, and something trapped inside. Something that whispers. Something that remembers names. This story is about a place they erased from maps, a town hidden behind forest and fog, a place that vanished one winter night. If you hear footsteps while listening, don't turn around. Just keep listening. Because this is the story of Box 17. The storm arrived without warning. Wind howled like a living thing. Trees snapped. Roofs tore off. It felt less like weather, more like the sky itself was angry. After the storm passed, a group of hikers entered the woods near Brindle Creek and found something strange, a wooden crate, half buried, dark wood swollen from rain, no footprints around it. On the lid, burned into the wood, property of room 17. The hikers joked about opening it, until one of them said,
"Wait, do you hear that?"
A faint tapping from inside the box. They ran. They didn't open it, not yet. But the crate didn't stay where they found it. By morning, it had moved. The crate ended up in the yard of an older man named Reed Halcomb. A quiet man, lived alone, never caused trouble. He heard the tapping first, light, rhythmic, like fingers. At 11:17 p.m., Reed lifted the lid. Inside was a boy, around 7, skin pale as snow, eyes closed, clothes torn and soaked. Reed's voice shook.
"Kid, are you hurt?"
The boy's eyes opened, slowly, too slowly, and he whispered,
"Where's room 17?
Reed froze. The boy sat up without using his hands, like something lifted him. He whispered again,
Where's room 17?
Reed reached for the phone, but every line in the house went dead. The boy stood, head tilted sideways, and smiled. Reed brought the boy inside, wrapped him in blankets, called the doctor from his old CB radio. When Dr. Finch arrived, Reed whispered,
"He doesn't blink. He doesn't breathe."
Finch approached the boy slowly.
"Son, can you tell me your name?"
The boy stared straight ahead, then whispered,
I remember your voice.
Finch stepped back.
What did you say?
The boy turned his head toward him, his body remaining perfectly still.
I remember all your voices.
The lights flickered. A cold wind blew through the house, though the windows were shut. Reed whispered,
"Doctor, look at his shadow."
The boy's shadow wasn't connected to him. It stretched across the room, touching both of their feet. Then the boy whispered,
Room 17 is almost completed.
The sheriff gathered everyone at the town hall. Reed, the doctor, the hikers. They explained everything. The box, the whispering, the shadow. The sheriff asked.
"Where's the boy now?"
Reed swallowed.
"He left. Walked out the room at 3:17 a.m. Didn't look back."
The sheriff rubbed his forehead. Did he say anything else? Reed nodded slowly.
He said, "I'll come back for everyone I remember."
The room fell silent. The sheriff searched the crate. Inside were dozens of slips of paper, each with a name. Names of people in Brindle Creek, neighbors, children, old friends. And next to each name was a number, a countdown, 17, 16, 15. People panicked. One man shouted,
"This is prank. It has to be."
Then the sheriff held up a slip, the man's name, the number next to it, 3. The entire room stared at him. He laughed nervously.
This is stupid.
Then the lights cut off. Screams, running, panic. When the lights returned, the man was gone. But something new sat on his chair. The boy's wooden crate. Search parties fanned out into the woods. Flashlights swung through trees. Radios crackled. Then they found footprints, tiny ones, leading deep into the forest, where no child should wander. At the base of a huge dead oak, the sheriff found something carved. Room 17 begins here. Next to it lay a shoe, the missing man's shoe. And standing beside the tree was the boy, quiet, still, hands folded. He whispered,
You can't stop. Room 17.
The sheriff shouted.
What is room 17? Tell us.
The boy lifted one finger, pointing behind them. They turned their flashlights and gasped. The forest had changed. The trees were arranged like walls, a hallway, a corridor, a shape forming in the darkness, a room. Room 17. The boy whispered.
Once the room is completed, town goes inside it. Ha 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 ha.
People began disappearing one by one, always at 17 minutes past the hour, 17 past midnight, 17 past 1, and so on. Each time the wind would blow, lights flicker, and somewhere in the distance, a soft whisper, Where's room 17? The sheriff locked down the town, but doors unlocked themselves. Windows opened, shadows moved, and the boy appeared in multiple places at once, on porches, in hallways, beside beds, always whispering, always smiling. Reed finally confronted the boy in the park.
Why are you doing this?
For the first time, the boy frowned. He whispered,
They left us in a room, locked us away, forgot us.
Reed stepped closer. Who? The boy lifted his hand and pointed toward the abandoned school on the hill. Bramwell Academy, closed for 30 years. The boy whispered,
17. Us. We died calling for help. No one came.
Reed whispered shakily.
So you're angry?
The boy shook his head, and then his shadow grew, stretched across the ground, split into shapes, small, child-sized. One by one, shadow children stepped out of the darkness behind him, 17 of them.
Where is room 17?
Reed ran. The forest consumed the town. Houses vanished. People disappeared. Lights blinked out, all swallowed by the growing shadow of room 17. The sheriff, Reed, the doctor, they tried to escape west toward the highway. But one by one, the shadow children appeared, blocking the road, smiling, whispering. Reed fell to his knees.
Please, let us go.
The boy stepped forward, placed his small hand on Reed's cheek, and whispered.
Room 17 remembers everyone.
The sky darkened, wind howled. A boom echoed across the valley, and by sunrise, Brindle Creek was gone. Every house, every person, every memory. All that remained was a wooden crate sitting where the town used to be. On the lid, Room 17 is full. And if you listen closely, when the wind blows just right, you can still hear a child whisper,
Where is room 17?
"Good night."